What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Pulse, January 17, 2024. I'm the important one, Mr. Mayhem, and man, after the show we just had, we got a lot of stuff to talk about, but we got somebody here already willing to join us. She may be on vacation down in the Riviera, but she's agreed to come on and talk to us on the phone. Mama Purge, how is your vacation?
Oh, my vacation is absolutely lovely here. I'm
Oh,
enjoying the sun, having a cocktail, non-alcoholic, of course. But after my win last time on the show, I thought to myself, until the mid of February, I'm going to take a little vacation there. So,
there's nothing wrong with that. And the Riviera, I can't say I missed that. I spent some time down there, and hearing that you're there, I'm jealous. I'm envious because here in the United States, the weather is freezing cold.
well, I would say I could send you a little bit of sunshine, but I keep it for myself this time.
Okay, that's fair. We'll go with that. You've earned your break, Mama Purge, but we do want to thank you for joining us here today. So
No
let's talk
problem.
about first new pure heart champion, Mr. Wallace beating old school. What'd you
Yeah.
think about that match?
Well, I really have to say it. I'm glad I wasn't a judge because that must have been a tough decision. They both had different styles. They both talk. Pardon my language, they shit, and from both sides, it was amazing. So I
Yes.
like them both as promo artists, and I couldn't choose a winner.
I fully agree with that. It was a tough decision. For those of you that missed the show, first of all, shame on you for missing the show. Second of all, you can check it out on our YouTube channel or here on our Facebook page. But the score was two first place votes for Mr. Wallace and a tie. Now,
Yeah.
I do want to ask this of you, Mama Purge. We know right after the show, Old School announced that he needed fusion surgery in his neck and was going to be
Yeah.
taking an extended period of time off. Do you think that affected his ability to perform, or do you think he'd been working through it so long it didn't affect
No, I don't think that it had something to do with that. No, that I mean, old school is a professional. He's doing that for such long years now, and I don't think that it would be affected. It might be in his brain that with his surgery having in the future, but I don't think so. Nah, I mean, he talked his shit, so to speak. He, they both did a different promo, like I said. Old school with his military style, and you know, Wallace in the snow there. I mean, you know, from what from what I think, you know, mostly all the snow promos winning. It's like the natural element. And from all I've seen, like the snow part is always popular. I'm not saying this is because Wallace has won because he's done that in the snow.
it?
But
Okay,
for real, I couldn't have chosen a winner at all.
I agree with that. So let's get it first from Mama Purge. What kind of champion do you think Mr. Wallace will be?
He will be a good one. Uh, a tough one to beat, that's for sure. I had a match against him once and have lost by 5 points, but it will be a tough champion. But he needs to bring out something good also.
Okay.
Like we'll see how he's doing. But I think he's doing a good champion, like the others. I mean, HSP had great champions over the years, didn't they?
Yes, we've had some great champions. The Storyteller was our initial champion. We've had the
Yeah.
American Roughneck, A-List
Hmm.
Alverson for a long time, almost a
Yeah.
full year.
Yeah.
And then we had Shady Sean McKenzie Shady. No, it was Toaster Damas, then Shady
Johnstar?
Sean McKenzie, and then it went to Hollywood Haywood, and then to Old School, and now Mr. Wallace. So we've had some tremendous champions.
Exactly. Exactly. And all well deserved.
Yes, I agree with that. So let's talk a little bit about the upcoming show, Tag Team Redemption. I know you'll
Oh,
be watching it and enjoying it from your
sure. As
comfort.
always.
You'll probably be on the massage table, but
Uh-huh.
that's for another day. So let's talk about this match here that we've got. It's for a number one contender qualifier for that Pure Heart title. Joey D and Prince Blackheart. I know you're familiar with Prince Blackheart. Are you
Yeah.
familiar with Joey D?
Well, I saw a couple of promos, yeah.
Okay.
And but for real, I mean, wasn't there supposed to be the Purge going for the championship next time? Or
Well,
has it just
there's
changed?
he is one of the people we're going to ultimately have the competition committee debating between three or four that will all be in this fatal four way or triple threat match
Ah,
that will decide it. So yes, your son is the first qualifier for that, but there'll be a couple of
okay.
others.
Okay, I got you now. Okay, okay, okay. Uh-huh. Well, yeah, I mean, if that would be an interesting match, I don't know. But I'm sure with Prince Blackheart coming back with self-confidence and have fire in his promo, I'm giving him the win. I will
All
I
right.
will say that he will win this match.
Alrighty. And for those of you who didn't know this, when Joey D made his debut here in Heart and Soul, the first person he faced was Prince Blackheart, and Prince Blackheart
Ah,
did get that win.
yeah. Oh yeah, sure, yeah. Yeah, I can remember.
So
Yeah.
yeah, Prince Blackheart, he is a strong competitor, but Joey
Mm.
D, he's he's shown that when he's got something motivating him, he can be a tough one to beat as well. So while I agree with you, I think Prince Blackheart will take this victory. I think it's going
Yeah,
to be a lot closer than people think. I think people, if they sleep on Joey D, they
could
might
be.
keep on sleeping and he runs right past them.
Could be, you
All
never
right.
know.
And then this is the one I know you've been interested in because you're trying to get around the title picture. And I know you've been in the assessment challenge
Hmm.
talking about the Heathen and Johnny Blade.
Yeah. I gonna give that to my boy Heathen. He become he's he's the partner of my boys tech team. He's one part of the Reunited Nation where I'm the manager from. I don't know if you're aware of it, but I created the Reunited Nation. So I'm gonna give it to my boy.
All right.
I'm
Sounds
sorry,
good.
Johnny Blade. You've been a good champion so far, but Heathen will take it.
All righty. And please welcome to the show, Jacob X. Welcome, sir.
Oh, hello. Welcome. Hello,
And
Jacob X.
and if you
Hello,
were
hello.
listening backstage, you hear Mama Purge is joining us from the French Riviera, enjoying some vacation time.
Oh yeah, much deserved, much deserved.
All right. So
She's
I want to
earned
ask
it.
your thought first. I know you're fairly new here in Heart and Soul, but you're not new to the promo game. What's your thoughts on the old school Mr. Wallace match and your thoughts on Mr. Wallace as the new champion?
First of all, I just want to say, it sucks. I wish you a speedy recovery, Mr. Old School, and I'm hoping if you come back, I'm hoping to face you one day.
Can I just say something?
Sure.
Excuse me. Jacob X,
Yes.
really, you did a good performance against my son. I have really, really great respect. You did a good, good promo. And keep up doing this, and you will be one of the top guy in HSP. I guarantee you that.
Well, when this one coming up, you're gonna see a whole new side of me because
Ooh.
now the gloves are off.
Ooh.
Good. Go for
100%.
it.
There's no none of this Dark Reaper shit. It's over with. It's done because now I know exactly what I have to do. You want the absolute best of me? You're gonna get the absolute best because
Be
let me tell you,
yourself. Be
I was
yourself.
trained. I was trained by some of the greatest guys to ever do this. One of the best, my mentor, Mister Paragon of Assassination, Corey Heck, and it's time that I take one of his lessons that he has taught me, and that is if you're not evolving, you're dying. And it's time that you guys and girls see the evolution. And I introduce the actual number one thing that's in the title, and that's heart.
Good.
And it's
Oh.
time
Go
that I
for
show
it.
everybody the numbers two thing, and that's fire. Because trust me when I tell you, Sergeant Havoc, I know I can beat you. I've beaten you elsewhere, but I have not beaten you here. But that's going to change because you know I can really step it up. And I'm going to tell you, it's going to take a lot more than your basic swear words to beat me this time.
All right. Well, first of all, I want to bring this from old school. He's reaching out to us here. To Mr. Wallace, he said, "Don't forget the Mister. Congratulations!" And he loved the match. It was an honor, and I will say that to old school, since he is watching, it was also our honor to watch such a great match.
Oh, yeah.
Now,
Much love.
Exactly.
Much
so
love, man.
so Jacob X, I want to bring you on here since you were talking about it. You're trying to qualify to be one of the number one contender qualifiers for the Soulfire title. Well, backstage, he heard you talking, and he'd like to come out and say a few words. The Soulfire champion himself, Johnny Blade.
Now, Johnny, welcome.
Actually, I'll be honest. I didn't hear anything Jacob Beck said about this as it pertains to me. I didn't say anything about me. I was coming on because I heard Mama Purge pick Heathen, and of course, I'm
Yeah,
not mad at Mama Purge for that. I'm not mad, Mama Purge. That's fine. I picked against you
don't be.
before, but no, I'm not. I promise. But the fact of the matter is you and everybody else is going to find out that I'm not just some flash in the pan here. I'm not just some guy that's going to come in here and lose to everybody. Once I beat Heathen, everybody's going to know. Mr. Mayhem's going to know. You up there, sir, Jacob Bex. I do respect that you put on some good promos. I love watching you. And Mama Purge, you're great too. But me,
Thank you.
I'm a different animal. And I'm going to defeat Heathen. And then what's everybody going to say then? Am I going to get taken seriously then?
Well,
I
we'll
didn't
find
said
out.
that you've been. I didn't said that you've been a joke, and I don't need to take you seriously or whatever. I didn't say that in any words. So,
I know.
do your thing, talk your shit, and give us the best Johnny Blade we've ever seen. And then I will do apologize whatever I said to you, but I still go for the heathen. I'm sorry.
It's
That's
okay.
fine. Look, I understand. And Mama Purge, I'm not mad at you because I'll still enjoy watching it. But as far as Jacob X, what was said? Because now I'd like to know. You want this
Well,
championship, Mr. X? Come get it.
what he was discussing was the meaning of the soul fire. He was talking about what those words mean to him. Before we let Jacob X speak to you, I want to put this up because Mr. Wallace responded to Old School by saying that it was a pleasure. He looked forward to sharing the main stage again, and hopefully, we know Old School has taken a long, extended break because of the medical issues, and as he said, a little mental health, a little refresh, a little, he's got his health to be concerned about. He's got to make sure his family is supported. So we support Old School taking an
Oh,
extended
yeah.
vacation. We hope it's not the last time we ever hear Old School out. We hope to hear Old School's back. But that's going to be a long time from now, and we wish Old School the best and wish him the best of luck with all his health and mental health
Well, I
recovery.
hope he comes. I hope he comes back on screen with his partner. We need Fear the Beards against the Hellraiser. We need that match. It's a money match. A live HSB is the only company who does live tag team matches. We need that back. I loved enjoying that so much. We need it back.
It'll
There
be
you go.
coming back more. We've got more tag teams here, and we'll be
Good.
having it. But Jacob X, go ahead, and as you were saying, so Johnny Blade can hear what you were saying.
You know, it's quite fitting that you're here because the number one thing that the Soulfire title stands for is fire. And I most certainly hope you do beat Heathen. And I most certainly hope that I take care of Mr. Sergeant Havoc. Because when it's all said and done, you have been overlooked here for far too long. I've been overlooked as well. So I know what it's like. So it would be nice if two underdogs goes in there and, pardon my French in front of the lady, steal the fucking show and take it where it belongs.
Absolutely. Right. I love it.
And talking about stealing the show, I want to bring him on. He is the only Triple Crown champion in Heart and Soul Promotions history, and he's a current 2-time tag team champion. Please welcome him to the show. He's graced us with his presence. A-List Alverson. Sir, welcome.
Oh, Elvis.
I ain't going to make this very long. I ain't going to talk very fast. How many months has it been since you have seen the tag team titles in action in Heart and Soul Promotions?
Almost 4.
That is going to change. But the championship that belongs to me is not going to change any hands. Anybody that dares say otherwise will be faced and breach their levy at their peril.
I agree with this Facebook user, and I agree with you, Mr. Lister. It has been too long since we've had a tag team match here.
Well, who books here? Somebody dropped the ball when it pertains to booking, right?
The championship committee definitely did.
Okay, Rich Man's probably a part of it. Maybe that's what the problem is.
Rich Man was not part of the board at that time. Rich Man did not join the board.
Let's pretend that Johnny Blade's got a point here and saying the Rich Man is pulling all the strings in the office. There wasn't a title match for 2 months before he even got there. So let's just say he's been sitting on his hands. Ain't nobody driving the damn bus before that part either.
So
calm down. It was a joke. It was a joke.
No, but that is correct. That there was supposed to be a number one contender match that was supposed to happen in December, and he's correct. We only do one show in December, so then it got pushed to January, and that's where all the kerfuffle started. But we are glad that the arbitrator resolved this issue, and we're going to have that match coming up January 25th.
The fact that the arbitrator had to get involved is a travesty unto itself. Now, 2024 is in full swing here, and HSP is going to roll forward just as it has in the past. And A-List Alverson, the one Triple Crown champion, intends to remain in such a manner. And if I do so decide to continue my ways even higher and harder than anybody before, or get this, maybe I could slow it down a pace or two and let somebody try to catch up to me. Because I'm still the 329-day running Pure Heart champion. Mr. Wallace just picked up that ball. You think that he can run for 11 months and kind of catch up to where he left off before? The cartel is running the show. And Johnny Blade, you got the last belt left that needs claiming. I would hold on to it extra tight if I were you, because them white knuckles are going to loosen the grip if you ain't careful. Gentlemen, I'm going to have you go on and bid you adieu on this one, because I've got a big match to prepare for.
Well, we thank you for giving us a little bit of your time, Mr. Alverson.
Later. See ya. You want this belt? It's here. I have it. Yeah, that's what I thought. Stupid.
And that's what we're talking about, Johnny Blade.
And Mama
That's what we're
Purge, we'll
talking
start
about.
with you, and then we'll go to Jacob X and give Johnny Blade the last word on this thought. A-List Alverson was correct that the cartel holds the tag titles and holds the Pure Heart title. The Soulfire title, which Johnny Blade holds, a member of the cartel, the Heathen, although contractually he will no longer be part of the cartel at the end of this match, is going after the last belt. So Mama Purge, your thoughts first. Does Heathen remain in the cartel? Does he leave the cartel, or does he throw the match on purpose just to spite the cartel?
He will never ever throw a match on purpose. He is not, because he wants that Soulfire title. And he doesn't do it for the cartel. He does do it for himself, because from the first day he is a member of HSP, and his heart belongs to HSP and not to the cartel or to anybody else. Just he wants that title for himself, to prove himself and to nobody else. And well, the contract is over. If the cartel wants to have another contract with Heathen or the Purge, the Reunited Nation, well, I will give them gladly my address and my phone number to contact me, because I am the manager. As simple as that. Nobody goes behind nobody signs anything behind my back without my permission.
There you go. So Jacob X, your thoughts on this match. Heathen versus Johnny Blade, and the thoughts on the Heathen and the cartel.
First of all, I'm far too new to comment on this war between the cartel and HSP. So I'm still far too new. So I'm going to stay as far away from that as I can. I do a good job of getting myself into trouble on my own. I don't need any help.
Okay.
Secondly, as far as titles go, it doesn't matter if it's the cartel, HSP, Wolfpack, I don't care who you are. If you get in my way of what I want, and I have a goal in mind, and that goal is to kick ass and win titles, and my goal is to become grand champion.
All
I don't
right.
care who's in my way.
The
way I look at it, they're just opponents to me. I don't care if it's factions or boy bands or Backstreet Boys or NSYNC. Hell, Justin Timberlake can get his ass in here, and he can get some too. I don't care. I'll take them all off.
But to be a champion, to hold a title, you have to find your own character first and be unique, and have the ability and show that you are, and show on camera and to the viewers and the judges. First, you have to tell us, the viewers, and then it's the judges. If we think you're not good enough, then well, what's the point? Because at the end of the day, you do it for the viewers and for yourself and for nobody else.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, I'll make believers out of everyone. Because you know why? Because I'm used to it. I'm used to it every time. My back is always against the wall. I shine best when my back's against the wall.
Good.
So I'm used to it.
Used
to it. I've jobbed out for years around everybody, every other feds that I've been in. I'm used to it. Started at the bottom, and I climbed my way up, even against the machine. I was never the chosen one. I'm used to it. So
there you go. So Johnny Blade, your thoughts on the match. Now we can get your perspective here. Heathen versus Johnny Blade and the cartel triangle here.
What more can I say about my match with Heathen that I have not already said? Heathen's going to find out that I'm not a jobber like he's been calling me. He's going to find out, why I'm a better singles promo artist than he is. He may be an elite tag team promo artist. And after I beat him, and I really strongly feel that there's a chance I could sweep him, because I'm bringing my broom January 25th to Tag Team Redemption. I'm bringing the broom, and I'm not a witch that's going to be flying in on it. I'm coming, and I'm going to sweep. I'm going to sweep Heathen right out of there, and I'm going to send him back with his cheerleader friend Rig, and send them back to Hellraisers versus the Beard. I love to see that. That's a money match, like Mama Purge said. That's what Heart and Soul Promotions deserves. So I have to do Heart and Soul Promotions a favor by defeating Heathen on the 25th at Tag Team Redemption and sending his ass back to the tag team promo world, because he's not taking my Soulfire title. It is a member of my family now.
I like that. So let's talk about that tag team match coming up here. Now, Rich Man has asked to work with the rules committee about what this tag team match is going to be, and he's been very hush-hush, very quiet about what he's got planned.
Figures.
It figures, exactly. But we did well working together with creating the Vagabond Bossolini match. So I'm going to wait and see what he has to say. But I want your thoughts here. Chaotic Order, Cartel. Jacob X, we'll start with you on this one.
This is going to be new to me because I don't know a lot of the history. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. Like I said, I'm still getting my feet wet here. Like I'm new. Of course, I put my nose in the crap. What else was new with every Fed that I've ever been in my entire career? You know, I did it everywhere I've been. And of course, we got two of the most dangerous factions fighting each other. And of course, I'm smack dab in the middle of it because why wouldn't I be?
There you go.
But I'm going to have to give the victory to Chaotic Order on this one.
Yeah.
All right. Johnny Blade?
Yeah. I mean, Heathen said that if Chaotic Order wins, that the tag titles are forever tainted. And I don't believe that. If you defeat the Cartel, correct me if I'm wrong, but you're the tag team champions. Whether I don't know how they're tainted. If you defeat the champions, you're the champions, right? So that comment by Heathen is pretty stupid. I'm going to go. Half Past Black defeated me, early on, in my promo career here at HSP. I've never faced Storyteller. But let's just keep in mind that both guys that are tag champs right now, if they're the current tag champs, unless they were stripped. But I beat both those members of the Cartel. Let's not forget that.
That's true.
Chaotic Order wins. Chaotic Order
they are
win.
not stripped. They are not stripped. There you go.
Okay.
Mama Purge.
I'm going to go for the Cartel. And I'll tell you why. Because they're now that much peed off with the Chaotic Order. They gave everything now to win that tag team titles and get those tag teams back into HSP, the live tag teams, which I already said HSP needs. We need to see the Fear the Beards. And excuse me, and I correct you, Jacob X, but I think the most dangerous tag teams is Fear the Beards and the Cartel, and not Chaotic Order. That's my opinion.
All right. Well, we'll find out. Does Chaotic Order step up to the plate, or do they strike out? We're going to find out on that one. Cartel is a very solid team. We know that I'm sure Rich Man is doing something to help out to make sure that the Cartel has some kind of advantage. I know the rules committee, they're going to fight that as best they can, but Rich Man has proven himself to be pretty smart.
Is it a live match, like always?
That part I do not know.
It's
supposed to
I
be.
see.
That part it's supposed to be, but Rich Man has said he's got this.
Okay.
You see, Mr. Mayhem, may I interject here?
Sure.
The fact that the tag team match, I don't complain much, and I'm, in all the respect in the world to Half Past Black because he defeated me, but the fact that match is the main event and not myself and Heathen, I think is ridiculous. But hey, it doesn't matter because if this was Fear the Beards and Highway Hellraisers, and absolutely, but main event anywhere, any promo arena in the country. But when you're overlooking Heathen versus Johnny Blade, I almost thought that our match should be postponed and put on another show into the main event because we are getting disrespected. Heathen also by getting lower in this card. But hey, it is what it is, and I'm going to prove to everybody that I'm a main event player here. And Heathen's not going to defeat me, and then he'll go on in HSP without a singles title after 3 years. And when did I win one? In my first 3 months, 2 months.
Well, there you go.
Well,
so we've got Shady Sean McKenzie who's voicing in here. Looking forward to your excuse when you lose to Blade. So he's saying Heathen is going to lose. He has picked Johnny Blade. And we know, based upon what he said, he's looking possibly to cash in his golden ticket if Johnny Blade retains.
So Shady has a golden ticket to cash in.
Shady has a golden ticket. He is a former Pure Heart champion who made a successful title defense. He earned
And I
himself a
bet
golden
you,
ticket.
and I bet you he does it oh so shady, as always.
I mean, that's what he does, and I like Shady, and that would be a very tough that match right there would have me worry. Heathen doesn't worry me. Shady would have me worry.
All right. If Blade wins, then the better man won. I've made that statement. So one Facebook user is saying whoever wins is the better man that night, and I have to agree with that statement.
Well, who is the Facebook user?
Unfortunately, I do not know. I do not have. I can only see what it says as Facebook user on this thing. I do not have it open to the app to see it.
Well, Mr. or Mrs. User, thank you very much. You are correct.
All right. So I want to talk about one more match. We've got a debut match here. We've got somebody new, Draven 666, making his debut here, taking on somebody who is repackaging themselves. The former Brick Johnson, now known as the legendary JP.
Huh.
So, Mama Purge, we'll start with your thoughts on this match.
I've beaten JP in another company, and if JP turns up, then he will still lose. So I will give it to the new Draven.
All righty. Jacob X, I don't know if you're familiar with either of these men, but if you have a thought on this match.
I'll be watching. I have not seen them. That's like I said, I've been only doing this for a short period of time, so I don't know these two. So I'm interested to see who they are.
All right.
Watch the product, Jacob. Watch the product, Jacob. Watch the product.
I always do.
He's getting himself up to speed. We've been in business a long time. It takes a little while to get caught up. So I'm going to put this up here. Old School, who does his thing with the Dr. Quack House Calls, where they review the upcoming shows and make their predictions. He has already predicted Draven to win, as well as Shady Sean McKenzie. Johnny Blade, your thoughts? Legendary JP and Draven 666.
Legendary JP. Well, I beat the legendary Brick Johnson before, so I swept him, and it was not my best promo, and I still got the sweep. But I don't know. I don't know anything about this Draven 666 guy. I don't like his name. I know that. I'm not a very religious guy, but I still don't like the name. I don't know. Do I have to pick? I'll pick Draven. I'll pick the new guy to come in and get the win. But I don't know.
All righty. And so the legendary JP, he's been kind of a little secretive about his new gimmick, but he's unveiled it a little bit. He's shown us like he's got a really colorful hat, and he's got some chains that he's wearing. So I don't know what direction he's going with this, but I know we'll find out soon.
Rumor is that he's got a gold grill too implanted in his teeth.
Ooh.
I don't know. That's just what I hear.
I'm not going to spoil. I know what his new outfit will be like. I'm not going to spoil it.
Do you remember the tag team PG-13? Wolfie D and JC Ice.
Oh, the JC Ice, old JC the Ice baby.
I think it's similar to that. We'll see though.
All I will say is that the legendary JP lives in Minnesota. If he went with a gold grill, he might freeze his mouth shut.
Yeah.
I guess old people like Old School can only hope.
Right. So go ahead, Jacob X. You were about to say something?
He'll have lockjaw for sure.
Yep. Definitely that's the case.
Permanent lockjaw.
All right. So it's about time to go ahead and wrap this episode up here. So, Mama Purge, your final thoughts about anything you'd like to say about HSP or just your vacation?
Anything about to say? Well, I hope, Mr. Mayhem, you've got a good opponent for me for the mid-February because, as you know, I am the new Fight Night champion, and I am intent of taking the Spitfire champion of Sergeant Havoc also. So you have the honor to have a twice championess in your company. No, it's okay.
Okay.
And as you always know, Mama Perch is always watching you.
That's right. And Mama Purge, your representation has been contacted. We have sent 2 contracts for your February 8th. One of them
Okay.
would be to be one of the number 1 contender qualifiers for the Soulfire, and the other one
Uh-huh.
would be for the Pure Heart. So whichever one you and your representation decide to sign and send back, that will be your match for February 8th. So I'm looking forward to see which one you choose.
Okay.
Me too.
All right. Jacob
Johnny,
X,
you know,
your final,
I'll be watching.
Jacob X, your final thoughts.
You're like I mentioned during this match, Sergeant Havoc is not going to know what hit him because you're getting a whole new, different me. Because the Reaper Jacob X is dead officially. This is the last time you will see the Reaper. This is the last time you'll hear quote the Reaper nevermore because it is never happening again. You're going to see a whole new me.
All right. And just real quick, I'm sorry, Johnny Blade, that this covers you, but Shady's got the HSP chant going on there, so I had to go ahead and let him put that out there. Champ, final word, take us home.
I mean, I'm the Soulfire champ. I don't mind an HSP chant because, you know, I'm representing HSP here. My match was Heathen. You know, like I said, there's not much more left to say, but I will say this right now, and it's going to be the theme of my promo. It's my theme this week. It's the theme of my promo that I'm letting Heathen know. And I'll expand on this, on why I say this, but Heathen sucks. Okay, and not necessarily, I'm not meaning he sucks as a promo artist. So I'm going to expand more on that next Thursday. As for you, Jacob X, Shady Shaw, McKenzie, anybody else, all the people in the qualifiers, Mama Purge, I hope you're listening. I will take
I'm
on any and
listening.
all comers. And you're always watching too. I'll take on any and all comers, anybody, after I defeat Heathen and retain my championship. Whoever else wants to come on, give the next qualifier, whoever it is, Mayhem, line them up, and I'll knock them all down like dominoes.
Sounds good. So, Jacob X, Mama Purge, Johnny Blade, thank you all for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, guys. I'm going back to
Great
work.
job.
I'll see y'all later.
Great conversation, everybody, and we'll see you next Wednesday on The Pulse.
Thank you. Bye.